call it love. Don't call it, hey. Don't call it love. Don't call it, hey. Don't call it love.
This is CPR Jose Ortiz, Mr. Exclusive, Freestyle premiere on Clubhouse Dance Music and the CPR's Clubhouse Podcast.
It's TKA and Cynthia. It's Judy Torres. It's the first family of Freestyle.
You tell me that our love is right, but I'm not feeling it tonight. We used to have a love I thought would last, but now it seems we left it in the past.
Don't wanna play this game no more. Don't tell me that you love me.
You know it isn't true. Let's not pretend that this is real. We're living a lie, and I don't know what to do. So call it the end. Just say goodbye. Call me a friend.
No need to lie. Call it quits. Call it off. Call it over.
Call it anything you like.
Anything you like.
Just don't call it love. Don't call it happiness. No, no, not this.
Don't call it love.
Don't say we're fine.
Don't call it size.
You left us behind.
Don't call it love.
Don't call it tenderness. No, no, not this.
Don't call it love.
Don't say it's right.
Don't call it love.
Baby, not tonight.
You say our love is still alive, but I can't see it in your eyes. How long do we continue just holding on?
Just holding
I
on.
need to know if the love we had is gone. Don't wanna play these games no more. Don't tell me that you love me. You know it isn't true. Let's not pretend that this is real. We're living a lie, and I don't know what to do.
So call it the end. Just say goodbye. Call me a friend. No need to lie.
Call it quits, call it all, call it over.
Call it anything you like.
Anything you like.
Just don't call it love. Don't call it happiness. No, no, not this. Don't call it love. Don't say we're fine.
Don't call it size.
You left us behind.
Don't call it love.
Don't call it tenderness. No, no, not this.
happens when you pick from the top shelf. It's Top Shelf Freestyle right now. It's TKA and Cynthia featuring Judy Torres. And Don't Call It Love. Brand new music written by Andy Panda. Produced by the legendary Tony Moran. And this is a James Anthony Razor edit club mix right here on Clubhouse Dance Music and the CPR's Clubhouse podcast. And yes, you heard it here first. Monday morning, the podcast was up quick. Welcome to a very special edition of CPR's Clubhouse, the podcast. We have special guests joining us, the first family of freestyle. You can hear them in the backgrounds. You hear Cynthia live from Florida, and from New York City, we have TKA K7. The first family of freestyle just released their new song, Don't Call It Love. How is everything going right now in sunny Florida, Cynthia?
Everything is beautiful. I'm just hanging out here, doing some spring cleaning, and about to jump in my pool when I'm done. Going to be a high of 89, but I'm not going to rub it in anymore. It's just wonderful.
Are you self-quarantining?
Absolutely.
And enjoying every second of it, right?
And I'm enjoying every minute of it. You know, I usually go to the gym in the morning. Obviously, that didn't work because they're closed down. So I hit up my garage, did my workout, and now cleaning, and I'm going to chill for the rest of the day. Congratulations
are also in order. You just recently got engaged, so congratulations.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you.
A big shout out going out to Ben Diesel. That's my nickname for him. He's like half Vin Diesel, half Pitbull. He's just a good guy.
And Mr. Dream Boy. Mr. Dream Boy, too.
Also joining us from New York City, we got TKA K7. Thank you for joining us.
I'm here in cloudy, dreary, and quarantined New Jersey, because I live out in Jersey, with my daughter, who is trying to signal for me to change her diaper. I'm in good spirits. So far, everything is okay for myself and my family. And I hope that the same is for our listeners out there. You know, we're going to take this day by day. Luckily, my cuz, Cynthia, Judy, and myself, and Andy Panda, and Tony Moran have tried to give you guys something to give you hope, you know, which is new music. And and we're hoping that you guys enjoy it. It's part of a bigger project called the Family of Freestyle Reunion Volume 1. We, the three of us, are not the only members of the first family of freestyle, Trey and Los included. There are other members, Mr. George Lamont. We have Naomi, and we have some others, not just old school artists. We have some new school artists in there as well. And we can't wait for you guys to hear this project as a whole. We're happy about our single, but we're so happy about what the future of freestyle holds now, because I think that together, if this world situation has taught us anything, is that the world is really small, and that to make it out or to survive, we need each other. So I think this is a time that freestyle can become united.
Cynthia, what do you think of the project? How did you get involved?
I'm truly excited about the project. As Kay mentioned, it's just so exciting to see all of us going back into the studio, all the old school artists, and also incorporating all of the new school artists as well, too. But it's a great project working with Andy Panda and Tony Moran. I mean, you're talking about two true legends right there, two talented individuals. How I became involved in the project was so funny because Joey Gardner reached out to me with regards to this track. And he said, hey, you know, Andy has a track that I would love to send to you. I'm going to send it to you and then let me know your thoughts. And if you like it, I'm going to put you in contact with Andy Panda. And I said, absolutely. So once I heard the track, I fell in love with it. I immediately got connected with Andy, and we tried to schedule some time to meet, talk about the song. And then it was quite interesting because the concept originally was, hey, you know, just so you know, we also sent the song to Kay and he loved it, but I don't think he's doing it. We're not really sure. So wanted to see if you were interested in doing it. So I said, absolutely. But then it turned out that they did reach out to you, right? Cuz they reached back out to you said
what Andy had done. Well, you know, and you know, the funny thing is that CPR is part of this story in a roundabout way as well. Well, CPR and I always have conversations about the state of freestyle and what's going to happen with and what will it take. So I had called him up on a random day like I normally do. I start off by texting him. He avoids me for like an hour, you know. And then like 2 hours later, like we give in and we just call each other. And we started our conversation about freestyle. And I said, listen, I would like you to get me a song that I can sing that's written by the new school, right? Someone in the new school or someone of your choice. I would like to, you know, record a freestyle song. Not anything that I would profit off. It's just a giveaway. So we recorded the song and we've been, you know, slowly putting the song together for a while. And along the path, I started having conversations with Andy. So he, you know, like a year after, he sent me a track. And the first track I loved is a song called Searching. And I liked it so much, but I couldn't find the time to record the song. And I needed to find the right producer to recreate the beat. And Andy had just sent me a song with a female demo of it, and I loved it. And then he sent me Don't Call It Love, and I was like, oh my God, I love this too. Now I'm scrambling to find who am I going to sit down and get to produce it. He also wanted to keep it a secret, you know, because Andy, you know, the original old school producers love the word secret.
I got the demo of Searching and the demo of Don't Call It Love. There's a disclaimer.
And you got the word secret attached to it as well.
No, for me, I didn't get secret. I got a threat. If you share this, I will sue you.
Right. I lived with the song for a month, and that's because I hadn't recorded the first one he gave me. So why am I going to jump on the second and go over the first one when I already agreed to the first? And then a month later, after avoiding this call for like 2.5 weeks, I tell him, hey, I want the song. He goes, and he sounded like a kid who had done something wrong. And he says, I thought you didn't like it, so I gave it to Cynthia. And then I sounded like a kid who had a broken heart. And then all of a sudden, you know, being idea guys, our brains started spinning. So I was like, how's about Cindy record a version and I record a version? And he was like, he goes, if you guys want to do that, if you guys want to pay that much to do it. And I was like, and then he turns around and goes, how's about we do a third version with both of you together? And I was like, sounds like a plan. He goes, so let's fly out to Florida. I get Tony Moran involved. And I was like, go. By that evening, I flew out to Florida and I spent 2 days out of Florida and we recorded the song on an amazing afternoon. And it was like, that's how we got the concept of the reunion album, because when we walked through those doors, there was Cindy, there was Tony, and there was Andy. For me, 3 people who have been staples in my career from the very beginning. If you guys don't know, where I got Trey and Los is from Cynthia. Cynthia was one of the first artists that I would tour with and perform with on a regular basis in freestyle. She just doesn't happen to be my cousin. You know, and the Tears May Fall, which was the first solo song that I sang in TKA. And Tony Moran was around us since before we recorded a demo. He's part of not only TKA's trajectory, but also my trajectory. I'm proud of Cynthia because I think that Cynthia did an amazing job. I'm proud of the song because I'm proud of the song because for me, we didn't change anything. We didn't reinvent anything, but what it brought back was the feeling of, what it brought back for me was the warm feeling of what freestyle felt like to me when we were doing it.
Yeah, I hit you up and I said, you sound like KL 1988, and Cynthia sounds like the best I've ever heard her. Her voice comes through, and it comes through so sweet and so classic Cynthia. And I just felt like this attraction to the song. And then the Queen comes in, and we'll talk about her in a moment, and she's scolding both of you in that song, I tell you that much. And I love that. I love how she went in and she just said, this is how it is, this is how it's been, and this is how it's going to be. And I truly loved that part of the song.
I think that part of the song is, for me, was the most magical part of it, because we were in the studio and it was such a great feeling to record with Kay, to be in the studio again with Andy and Tony. But actually that part wasn't even written yet. But the idea of the song, the whole lyrical concept of the song, we needed to come together because the lyrics of it, we're having problems in our relationship, we're having issues, and, we don't want to end it like this. We've been together. We have so many feelings, for each other. Don't let these little issues get in the way. We need to come together. And who is that person that can do that? And Kay and I looked at each other. We all looked at each other. We were like, Judy, Judy has to be the person to do this. And it was just so perfect. It was magical. And she sounds so amazing in this track. And Kay, you sound freaking amazing. I need to know. Okay, favorite part.
Yeah.
We have so much fun.
I think that we as a community have needed a sense of purpose, because for the longest time, I think that, it's easy for people to get on sites and on pages and spew their discontent because either they feel left behind or they feel like they want to share an opinion so that for notoriety, right? It's always been said that the music has to speak, for itself, and the feeling that people find with it has to speak for itself. And the truth of the matter is, people know when they like something. People know when they like it. And it's okay not to like it. It's okay to want more. But here's the thing. You're never going to get what you want if you keep turning away what is given to you. You understand? Mm-hmm. Sometimes to get better, you have to accept what's in front of you so that you can build upon that.
Yeah, and there's always this constant criticism on social media when any old school artist puts out something new. So the same thing happened with George Lamont, George Anthony. Everyone's always said, how come the old school doesn't take the new school and blend it together? They did that. They had an opinion on that. They talked about how they wanted more. I'm not sure what that means. Now we fast forward to listen, the Cynthia and the Seth Melendez project. Some people, same thing. They wanted more. I'm not sure what they want. I'm not sure they know what they want. And here we are. We fast forward to this third project that I've noticed that as soon as it comes out, instead of people celebrating it, they're like, I expected more. And then they start nitpicking and saying things that are not true, because I have ears and I can hear the song. The songwriting is perfect. The sound is perfect. That tribal version by Tony Moran is amazing. You can hear everyone's voice very clearly. Everything is matching on beat. Everything's blended perfectly. Same thing with the freestyle versions. Tony Moran went back to Mandalay and he used those beats for the song. And I think it's wonderful, because the first thing that people say when an old school artist puts out a new song is, oh, it doesn't sound like the old school. So now that it sounds like the old school and you give them exactly what they wanted, now they're complaining about it sounding like the old school. What are we doing here?
Again, I go to a conversation that you and I, Jose, have been having for like 10 years. The evolution of freestyle is not going to come from the generation of freestyle that is listening to it now, meaning the people who started it, and the people who became fans at first. Because we're picking at everything. It's like a relationship. It's like you ask for the person to change, and as soon as they start changing, you get angry about the change, or you say that the change is not enough or it's not happening too quickly. Cynthia and I and Willie Valentine and George Anthony, and even, some of the younger kids that are coming out, the girls that are doing it, we're inspiring the mind of that kid stuck home because of the coronavirus and is creating a brand new sound. And that's the person who's going to change freestyle for the better. I could only give you what I know how to do and the way that I know how to do it. And hopefully it holds you down until you can get what makes you extremely happy. In the early 2000s, when we recorded the Forever album, we had one song in there that was When Will I See You Again? People criticized it, panned it, and shut it down. Years later, I started recording other stuff. Everybody's telling me how much they like When Will I See You Again? All the people that, hated it then are telling me now that they loved it. There's songs that I've heard from other people that they criticized and they loved now. People are not satisfied.
But they're not thoroughly listening. That's the whole point. For me to give an opinion on Don't Call It Love, I had to listen to it 20 times. And I had to listen to each version individually 20 times. And then I could give my opinion. And again, I'm listening to the blend. I'm listening to everything. And to me, it's a perfect freestyle record for people that love old school freestyle, with a modern twist, because it's not like Tony Moran just went in there and made it all old school. He did a old school production with a new school twist, and Andy Panda wrote an excellent song that was divided into 3 legends of our music industry. So I don't see anything negative with this song. And if anybody tries to find something negative with this song, I'm not sure what kind of freestyle they're looking for.
Exactly. And everybody's going to be so quick to judge. I mean, and that's just the bottom line. You cannot satisfy everyone. You have to go into that studio like I did, like Kay did, Judy, we all did, to go in with a positive mind and say, you know what, I'm happy with this track. I'm happy with the production. I'm happy with the lyrics. You know, I'm happy with the backgrounds. I mean, those are solid backgrounds. You know how meticulous Tony Moran is with his production and his vocals. I mean, it's just solid work, thorough work, 100%. So if you go in with that mindset, knowing that I'm content with the outcome of this project, this song, the lyrics, everything, that's it. And that's all you need to be able to project that. For us to be able to project that on stage to our fans, that's all that matters.
It's a new day. Let us all. I'm not trying to just talk about the FOF. I'm talking about freestyle as a whole. Let's make this music and let's put it out there. And let's enjoy the longevity that this music has had, the reach that this music has had. Let's just start making music and let the good music stand out. Let the fact that everything stands out. I saw some of the criticism, and some of the criticism was saying, it's a great track, the vocals are perfect, everything, but I wanted more. So basically, you like it, but you just want to nitpick because you wanted more, and that is what makes you unhappy, the fact that you wanted more. Okay. So cool. So let's inspire somebody else to do it. Let's listen without prejudice, because there was a time where there was no freestyle music coming out. There was a time where there was no shows happening. And because of what's happening in the world, there's a possibility that time has now returned. So we gotta, take our chances, do what we can with these chances, make the most out of these chances so that we can use that chance to catapult to the next one. I'm happy that Cynthia and I and Judy put out the song. I think I'm personally of the mind state now that I want to make music that makes me happy and that fills my soul with joy. And I'm sure that Cindy feels the same way.
Absolutely.
And, because when we made music, when we set out to make music to make everyone else happy, the people who ended up unhappy was us. Now we're making music that makes us happy, and we hope that it feeds your soul as well. It's not a selfish thought. It's to say we have to be complete before we give you something. Right now, this song is a complete. Cindy feels complete. I feel complete. Andy feels complete. Tony feels complete. And the Queen feels complete. Anyone out there listening, if you don't like it, I understand. I respect you. Thank you very much. If you spent the money, I appreciate the fact that you spent the money. If you didn't, to me, I would like to say thank you very much for even listening to it from somebody else's music.
I purchased it immediately. I didn't waste any time.
And you played it immediately.
Yes.
I absolutely did play it immediately because I am Mr. Exclusive. But and it's not to create controversy. It's when I'm passionate about a song, I'm immediately going to go out for it. I'm immediately going to try to promote it, and I'm going to push it because it's quality. To have it for purchase, I feel like a kid at Christmas, and I'm like, I got to get it now. So that's what I did. I got it now. And because of our current situation, I'm like, I have a studio at home. I'm going to make a podcast out of it. And I did. And I will continue to promote good quality freestyle music. And
we appreciate you 100%. You know that.
I know that you do.
And we appreciate you.
And I know that. But I'm offended by the way the community has now come forth. Some of them, the vocal minority is what I call them. They're trying to pit you against other up-and-coming artists. I don't like that because they don't speak for that artist. And second, they're trying to stop someone from moving forward in their career by pitting them against you because that's going to start closing doors that they don't even know that they may have had open. And that happens a lot in this community.
We live in a time where Cindy could have put this song out herself and she could have had, all this credit to herself. I could have done the same thing and Judy could have done the same thing. And any person within the reach of my voice and beyond could turn around now in the comfort of their own home, record a record, and put it out tomorrow so that the world can hear it. We're not trapped by the confines. What we're trapped by is the communities that we choose to revolve ourselves around, or the negative camps in social media. Then we're going to get stuck in that. Social distancing, I've social distanced myself from a long time from Facebook. And I did that because I didn't want to hear that. I'm a recording artist. I want to be able to record music. I don't want to hear everybody else's opinion. I got to make myself happy. If I turn around and try to please everybody else, I'm destroying myself. When someone will say, that's not Cynthia on that record, or that doesn't sound like Cynthia, first of all, how do you know? Cynthia went in there and recorded the track. It's her vocal. Her name's attached. She did from point A to point B. So who are you to say that that's not her? Who are you to say that that's not me? You know, everybody says, oh, that doesn't sound like this. Why doesn't it sound like that? Do you know every single background artist that was there when we first started? Do you know that if that same background artist came in to record, do you know?
These are people with no experience to even critique music. They're just people that are on social media. They have never put an ass in a seat. They have never got into a studio and touched a key. They don't know what a mixdown is.
But yet they have a lot to say.
But they have a lot to say. Someone said that people were singing off key. I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you listening to, first of all? And second, do you know anything about a mixdown? And do you know anything about how things work when you're putting a song together and the structure of a song? That is a perfect execution of a song. You have the first verse, the second verse. You have one artist singing one part of the song in a conversation form. You have the second artist doing the same thing. And then you have a third artist coming in and intervening in the conversation in song and then giving their opinion. That is an amazing structure of a song. Is executed perfectly. And for someone to say something opposite of that absolutely shows how ignorant they are when it comes to music.
I think that we have to just keep going. Look, Sin, are you happy?
Extremely.
Jose,
Extremely happy.
As a guy who's been playing this music every week in and week out for 20 plus years, playing old and new freestyle for that length of time, are you happy with this track?
Absolutely, I am. And I'm not a tribal guy, but I love the tribal version. I just like listening because all your voices come forward more in the tribal version. And like Cynthia sounds amazing. You got to listen to it in the car with high definition headphones. Excellent. You got to hear you. I hear you. You sound like KL88.
Listen,
and then Judy comes in and, it's like, damn, what a great song.
And I'm going to say this to you. We didn't do anything that we don't do normally when we go in to record a song. It was just, there was magic in that studio and we came in and we were there and it felt like home and we felt comfortable. We felt embraced and we did something that the three of us, me, Judy, and Cindy, as well as Andy and Tony, are extremely happy with.
Exactly.
And we would love that everyone be happy with it as well. And we hope that you are. And those that are, we're happy with you. And if not, those that are not currently, what I've learned with music is music will change your mind in a few years or a few months or a few days or a few hours. Music has that power.
Yeah,
you walk into a club one day and you'll be like, no, I'm not going to dance to this. And then the beat comes on and you don't know it. And all of a sudden you're bobbing your head to it. And by the next morning, you're singing it out loud and you'll know every single word to the song that you hated the most. Because that's the power of music. So let the music do its job and let us do what we do and let us entertain you. And hopefully we can continue for a long period of time. And hopefully we inspire the minds that turn around and change this music to what you're really looking for and that fulfills your soul. And with that said, I'm happy. And I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity. I want to thank Cuzzo for doing a stellar job. Juju, if you hear this, I want you to know that I love you and that you did a great therapy session on record for me and Sydney, which I know now helps your career as a therapist.
Did you just call her Juju?
Yeah,
Juju,
I call her Juju.
Well, Don't Call It Love is available right now at the First Family of Freestyle.com. There are various versions. And one thing that I will say in a positive form, there are many people that saw that there's an acapella there and there's a drumapella and there's also a pandapella, right? And they're trying to create their own version. So Angel Mena created his own version of Don't Call It Love. He was in the studio. He was inspired when he first heard the song not only did he purchase it, but he also started remixing it and trying to do his own version. So I'll send you a copy of that. But
that'd
also,
be awesome, yeah.
People like Willie Valentine was like, man, I want to remix this, you know? And so, they're listening, and the people that it touches or is meant to touch has been touched by this song. This song is going to be played 52 weeks out of the year, so.
I want to talk about a record that's coming out, and I want to say a month or two, if I'm correct. And it's the second song from the first family of Freestyle, Reunion, Volume 1. And it features George Lamond and Niobe. And when you guys hear this song, if you like Don't Call It Love, when you hear those two on this track, I was in the backseat of Andy's car, and hearing the two of them sing together, the hairs on my arm stood up. When I hear something special in freestyle, it energizes me. And that song to me, so far all the songs on this project have energized me and made me feel really good about this. And, I can't wait for you guys to hear this project. George's record is, and Niobe's record is as important to me and Cindy as our own record is. So you'll see us cross-promoting each other throughout this whole thing. As you've seen so far, George is posting it, and everybody's reposting this project. We're all happy about it. We all want to help each other. We all know that we're part of a bigger whole, and for all these years of being divided, I think that this is the time for us to really come together, because we care about this music. That's the one fundamental thing that we all have. We care about freestyle. And we know what it's brought us. We know the gifts that it's brought us. We know the love that it's brought us. We know how much it's changed our lives. And we just want, as a labor of love, as something from deep inside our hearts, we want to give you guys something so that you guys could feel happy. You're going to be surprised of the duets that you hear. Yeah. You're going to be surprised of, who teams up with who.
George Lamond and Niobe. Jeez.
Yeah, that's crazy. But when you think about the first family of freestyle, that's a perfect name, because we truly are family. We come together. We've been together for so many years. We care about each other. We've seen our children grow. We truly are family. And that's what's going to be so special about this reunion album.
I want to add to that. You were here a few weeks back, Cynthia. How did you feel being with the other Dream Girls that night?
I thought that was a great concept to call it the Dream Girls show. I thought that was awesome. These girls are amazing. We all have our own talent. Jenny Renee, Taina, Jasmine, we just all came together, and it's all about supporting each other, especially as females, to go up on stage and support each other and root each other on and say, hey, listen, if you ever need anything, if you ever need any advice, you can always come and talk to me. Jenny Renee is a sweetheart. Taina is a sweetheart. And I've had several conversations with those young ladies, and I'm just so proud of them. And I would love to do more and more shows with them. They're great people, and it was a great concept. And I truly admire what they're doing, honestly. And I just wish them all the best and continued success.
Now, there's this legend in the community, and is always pushed, and that is that, and it's a pro wrestling thing. And I know that Kay will appreciate this, because I always say that freestyle is just like professional wrestling. A lot of stage stuff, a lot of predetermined things or things put out into the community so it can have the result that they want. But there's this legend in professional wrestling that is like the old school doesn't allow the new school to rise because they're trying to hold them back. Do you guys subscribe to that?
I never have. I always felt that if you put, and this, and it's really documented on all our conversations that we've had on your show. I think if you put in the work, you'll get it done. Look, someone like Willie Valentine has turned around and brought up a camp of people on his own with the help of people such as yourself, and created a movement up there in Springfield for this music. It's almost a stronghold as big as what the Bronx was to us and what Queens was to us when we first started, before we started branching out to the Miamis of the world, and the Chicagos of the world. And no one's held you back. And when the shows were blocked out, you guys created your own shows. And you guys created your own environment, and you kept it going since then. That's an equivalent to saying, going back to the wrestling combo, and I'm sorry, cuz I know that right now we're talking, kids stuff.
No, that's okay.
That's the same thing as what WCW and ECW were, as compared to WWE. It's like everybody has their own place. And eventually, either these things merge to become something stronger, or, rival each other and help each other coexist and beat each other, as in talent. Like,
what would be your message to the community out there right now as for the future of our music, especially with the first family of freestyle?
Make good music. Make music that makes you happy as an artist. Make music that makes you happy as an artist. Put in your work. Make sure that you cover all your bases. There's always going to be critics. The thing that's most important is your body of work. That's what's most important. What you do, and the fact if you're happy, everyone else will be happy too. Look, you guys have heard the song. You guys have bought the song. Me, Cindy, Judy, and Trey and Los can't wait for you guys to see us perform it.
And we're working on the video as well, too.
Yes.
Oh, I can't wait to see Judy get in the middle of that and just start, telling you both off.
This coronavirus thing finishes, we would have had the video to you, before the second. It's going to be a little bit longer, but, it's going to be a safe longer. I pray for each and every one of your families out there. I'm sure that I speak for Cindy and Judy as
Absolutely,
I say this.
yep.
We want you all to stay safe. Please, if you don't feel well, self-quarantine or get yourself checked. Please take care of yourselves. Wear gloves, wear masks, and patience. I know that this is a time of nervousness, but patience will help you, will help all of you.
And now, how has this coronavirus affected your shows, Cynthia?
Well, obviously, a lot of the shows that we've had in March and April have been postponed. We don't have any definitive dates. I actually just got a call this morning, that my June concert down here in Miami is being postponed as well. So it's definitely has affected all of us in the entertainment industry. But, as Kay just said, we just got to stay strong. We got to stay positive, pray, everything will be fine. Everything will be fine and everything will go back to order and we will get back to performing and bringing you freestyle music. But the most important thing is that everyone is safe.
I had a conversation with DJ Laz yesterday. And he called me, from his boat. He FaceTimed me from his boat off the Florida Keys. And I said, What are you doing? And he says to me, well, I went to California. I was going to start the Pitbull tour, but everything got canceled. And I'm here. I came down to the Keys with my family and I'm enjoying time. And the best thing that I can do is, do things that make me feel normal. And that, and that keep me, he says, this is my social distancing. And he pointed at the shore and he says, I'm keeping away from everyone while I'm out here. The truth of the matter is, look, this is going to take some time, right? This is going to take some time. At the end of that time, everyone is going to need to work. This could be a very sad or scary time in America, work-wise, but this could also be a godsend for all of us in the sense that, everyone wants to be entertained. So new school and old school, artists, everyone's going to want to get out. So we're going to be okay. But the most important thing is that we want to live for another day. So that's the most important thing. That's the message that I'd like to send, at least.
Yes.
Well, we're going to close out this segment, and I thank you guys for being here. I see Cynthia trying to self-quarantine from her dogs.
Yes, I'm like, they're barking nonstop.
I truly love this conversation because we are self-quarantining, and this is what we're dealing with right now. I'm in Massachusetts at the CPR's Clubhouse studio. You're in New York, TKA, K7, and Cynthia is in Florida, and you can hear the ambiance in Florida. You can hear birds chirping and dogs barking, and the TKA, K7's house, you can hear the baby wanting her diaper change, and Baby Shark. And here you hear me in the studio. This is what we're doing right now. We're communicating this way. It's like the audience that's listening to this right now is being privy to a private conversation amongst friends.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
The only thing is we don't have that corded phone that only lets you go to a certain distance and back.
Imagine if we had that. That would be that.
Oh, my God. Crazy. I used to throw that out my window. When I used to be outside playing, my mom used to say, Cindy, you got to call. I'm like, throw out the phone. Stretch it as much as I could possibly stretch it out and talk.
Oh, my God.
Well, thank you so much. You can catch...
Harlem days.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So,
thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Love you all.
You can catch the First Family of Freestyle right now at thefirstfamilyoffreestyle.com. You can buy the single "Don't Call It Love." You can get the radio version by itself, or you can get the EP. I know that I bought the EP immediately. And again, I didn't mean to get you guys in trouble, by the way, for playing it so early, but I was excited.
Well,
It's okay.
we appreciate your excitement. We appreciate the love that you're showing. And, you know, this is, look, for the next few weeks or months, we're all a captive audience. So I ask any person who's out there who loves this music, you know, go out there while you're at home, listen to what these songs were, remember what it was to love these songs, and, you know, share it with your kids. You know, we're all captives at home. Let freestyle be your distraction. Let freestyle be your feel-good music, and let freestyle grant you some hope.
Once again, that's Cynthia, the Dream Girl, and of course, TKA K7. Thank you guys for joining me.
Love you. Thank you so much.
Now go quarantine yourselves.
Yes.
Where's the Lysol?
Time to jump in the pool. Bye.
Toilet paper time. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.